I just wanted to come before everyone today with a heads up, basically, kind of a warning about the author of this book right here. But I trust the scholars. I don't want to say his name, but I kind of show you right here. This author right here. I believe he's going into apostasy. And I know some people may be friends with him and, find that whatever. It doesn't really matter. But the fact of the matter is, I believe he's going into complete apostasy because just because of the fact of where I was looking here, I was reading in the book and found something that just struck me, kind of struck me the wrong way, which led me to believe that he's in apostasy. Because right here in the book, he was speaking, let's see what it says here. It says in the 400 years, I guess he was speaking about the scriptures. He says, we have seen major progress toward fulfilling Matthew 24:14, that the gospel would be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Now you say, why does that make you think that it's in apostasy? Well, first off, let me say that the gospel that was preached right there in Matthew 24, that has nothing to do with the gospel of salvation for today. Because, that gospel is the gospel of the kingdom. Now, many people, they look at that verse and they see the word gospel, and they just naturally assume that the word gospel just has to apply from back then to, today in the church age of today. But that gospel is a different gospel than the gospel that is being preached today by our Apostle Paul. Because if you look in the context in Matthew 24, he quoted verse 14, but if you go one verse back in verse 13, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And then in the context right here it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Clearly we see this is a tribulation message. And in this book, he's showing us that, he's saying we have to fulfill all of Matthew 24. And no, we don't. We don't fulfill nothing in Matthew 24. That is not to us today. Today, we're in the church age. Our gospel that's preached today is by the Apostle Paul, the gospel of grace. That's a different message than what's being preached right there in Matthew 24. See, right there in Matthew 24, that's Jesus coming in his earthly ministry. And he's preaching to his earthly disciples, the Jewish disciples. And he told them that during the tribulation that they would have to endure unto the end to be saved. That has nothing to do with today. That message has to do with a physical, literal kingdom coming if they endured until the end. Today, we're not enduring to the end. We're looking for our blessed hope in the glorious appearing of our Lord and God, Jesus Christ. The salvation today, according to Paul, is we believe by faith in the gospel of the death, burial, and resurrection. Back there in Matthew 24, Jesus was still walking in his earthly ministry. That was still Old Testament until Jesus died on the cross. That has nothing to do with today. So, that gospel is a different gospel. And that has nothing to do with today at all, period. And again, right there. And there's the author. So I'll even show you anyway. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah. Apostate.